Morning, morning, morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another rider. Today we are honoured and privileged to have a man who's he's many things, apart from his own businessman in the sense of consultancy and everything else, but he's also a track and field, and he's worked with the one and only Usain Bolt and many more, so we're just going to hear about that. Nice to have you here today, Bob.
Nice to be here.
So tell us, how did you end up in Jamaica?
Well, the story starts in St Lucia.
Okay, well, how did you start? How did you pull there? So how did you end up in St Lucia, and how did you end up moving over there?
Well, I was in St Lucia and I was on vacation, and I was staying at a hotel, and I met a guy working at the hotel, and he turned out to be St Lucia's #1 long jumper.
Okay.
And I loved track and field, loved the Olympics, loved the world champs. And so we got talking, and this guy was working at the hotel, he was putting money together for training, for kit, and he wanted to represent St Lucia at the Olympics and at the world champs. And meantime, he had the US, he had Great Britain trying to recruit him, trying to get him to come to represent them. But he was like, nope, I want to put St Lucia on the map, and I want to fly the flag and make the country proud. I thought that was awesome. I had a lot of admiration for that. And so, I started just by writing to discretionary charitable trusts to get $600 here, $1,000 here, just to help this guy on his way. And I'm doing that for a while. And this time, by the way, I'm like a kid. I'm just left school, just about to start university.
Okay.
So this is several years ago. And I realized if I was really going to make a difference with this guy, then what he needed was like a deal with Nike or Adidas or Reebok or Puma. And so, long story short, I managed to get to Reebok and convince them to sign him and give him a deal where they paid him whatever it was, $40,000 a year, full kit, full travel, everything. He was on his way, and that was it. And then I went, back to university, and then a few weeks in, phone goes, and it's the St Lucia Athletics Federation,
and they want you to get lots more people sponsorship.
And they're like, yo, we heard about what you did for our long jumper. Can you do the same thing for the whole of the St Lucia Athletic Federation? I was like, well, I'm like a kid. I'm late for class. You're talking to the wrong person. But I thought about it a bit more, and it was like, well, yeah, no harm in trying.
Yeah, I like that attitude.
And so, before I knew it, St Lucia was signed with Reebok, and then they were hosting. You'll know this as a Jamaican. They were hosting the Carifta Games.
Okay.
Which is like the Junior Olympics. It's where Usain Bolt, Karani James, Shelly Ann, all these guys are first. They all come on the map. And before I knew it, I was helping these guys get Lime to sponsor the Carifta Games and a whole load of other sponsors on board. And then, having worked with St Lucia for a few months, some of the other countries started hearing about it. So, Trinidad and Grenada and Bahamas and Jamaica. And before I knew it, I was working with the entire region. It's called NACAC, North America, Central American, Caribbean. Kind of like the equivalent of UEFA, but for track and field. And yeah, man, those were fun days. I was going backwards and forwards every 2 weeks. Nearly got kicked out of university in the UK because I was never attending classes.
What was you studying at this time?
History, politics, and economics.
Okay, but really, that's where your first entrepreneurial spirit kicked in.
That's where it kicked in.
Yeah, and then so what was it like? So you dealt with Usain Bolt?
Yeah, spending a lot of time in Kingston with Usain and his team.
What was that like?
Nah, a lot of fun.
I know they're party people.
A lot of fun. Racers Track Club, MVP, Safa, Yeah, man. Nothing but respect and admiration for those guys.
You must have felt really good when you saw them get to the top.
Well, in fairness, they were already at the top when I met them.
Oh, is it?
I met them post 2008 Beijing Olympics. Yeah, so 2008 Usain broke both the 1 and 200. So he blew up in 08, end of 07, 08. And then he followed that up in 2009 at the Berlin World Champs, broke the world records again. And yeah, man, it was a fun ride. That's it. That's my story.
That's good. That's good. That's very interesting. Thanks a lot for that, and we wish you well.